Hello teachers, I just wanted to create a quick tutorial about how to use CamTwist in the online classroom. This is really helpful for anybody that needs to use a live video feed, but you want to add some digital effects onto your video. CamTwist, really quick, is only for Macs. So if you have a PC, sorry, this tutorial is not for you. So download CamTwist. It's like ManyCam, but it's free. You get to use a bunch of different effects. And if you figure out the basics, then you are pretty much set for the online classroom. I know that these types of videos exist, but why not do a new one? It's helpful to have the most recent technology, right? Okay, so step one, select a video source. I already have my webcam selected, so that's my feed right here. So here on step two, where it says select some effects, you would double click image overlay and it will add it to the list of what you have. Take a look at the settings for the image overlay. You can adjust all of these different things from scale, rotation, and transparency to its position on your actual video feed. But you don't see anything on my screen yet because I don't have an image here. And so what I usually do, rather than clogging up my computer, is I actually find whatever image I'm looking for and drag it directly from my web browser into CamTwist. So here's what I mean. I searched for cute star PNG. If you're having trouble finding an actual image that has a real transparent background, not one of these fake checkerboard backgrounds, like if you click on it and try to drag this, you can see the outline of it still has that checkerboard. I mean, unless that's what you're going for, which I'm not. So you want to make sure that it's an actual transparent background. You can actually search that and just add that into your search. Okay, but this one has a transparent background and it's actually really cute. I like this star. I would go to this image. That's not the thumbnail, but you can see the thumbnail here has a white background. And then when you go to this preview of it, it has the checkerboard background. So that's your clue that the background is transparent and it will just be the image by itself that floats into your screen. Now, you can save it to your computer. You could drag this into a folder or download it, but you could also just drag it right into CamTwist and add it right down here where it says image. When you drop it in there, hello, you can't see me anymore because the star is right over my face, but it sets the image right in the middle of your video feed. This is where you now adjust the position and the scale until it's the size and spot that you want it. Some teachers are really amazing at creating effects that move around on their screen. I am not there yet. I can do picture-in-picture and I can do image overlay and I can do a basic text box that says something like my name. So let's see. Boop, Teacher Marilyn. I mean, really basic. I haven't spent much time playing with CamTwist because I just like what I've got so far. So that's it, image overlay. But then how do you know what this is versus what everything else is? You name it. So I would call this star 6 since I already have 5 other stars. The whole reason I'm creating this tutorial is because this morning during my classes, I accidentally dropped my 2D prop, which I use to award stars and cover my camera while I'm transitioning or looking around for a different prop. That's a little pro tip for you. Instead of like looking down and avoiding eye contact with your student, you can say, you get a star, and you don't know where I'm looking when the star is up here. And it may be less than a second, but it's enough time for me to grab my next prop or transition to the next slide. So it's actually useful to have a 2D prop sometimes, but I dropped mine. And so there were a couple of lessons I taught where I didn't have a physical star to show the student, but because I have my presets saved, I was able to say, let me click out of this one. I was able to say, you get 1 star, ding. And when I click this little box and it turns blue, this image appears and it stays there until I make it go away. And then they get their 2nd star. You get another star, ding. I have 2 stars. And you can play with the size of these. You can cover your whole screen. You can make it teeny tiny, and students love it. It's a really fun, interactive way to digitally up your game as an online teacher. One thing to be really careful of when you're checking and unchecking this box right here is to not click this little X. It is right next to it, but if you accidentally say, okay, I didn't want that star now, but I want it later, and instead of clicking the blue check mark, you click this X, the entire preset disappears off your list. I have done that with my picture-in-picture before, and then I'm like, I don't know where my digital props went. Whoops. So practice using these before you actually do it live in the classroom. It's kind of a lot to manage, but once you get it, it is so helpful. Oh, one more thing. Just like anything on your computer, make sure you save. If you spend all this time creating the images you want and dragging them into your overlays for your CamTwist feed, but you forget to save your setup, when you go to load it, it won't be there. So make sure to save. I don't know what I was going to say. Make sure to click save, name it whatever you need to name it. I do like to include my video source because I always use my webcam. I don't usually broadcast from my desktop, etc. So I usually uncheck that box and then click save. All right, well, I hope this helps. Let me know if there are any other questions, comments, clarifications you need. Remember to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Happy teaching, fam!